Hello guys, Paul here. Today I'm going to do a shave with comparing a couple of knots from two fairly commonly used suppliers of shaving brush knots for custom brush handles and restorations. Today I'm going to be using the wet shaving products superfine knot. This is a two-band badger knot. Both these knots are 24 millimeters. The second knot I'm going to be using is the golden nib 24 millimeter grade A Silvertip knot. And the reason I wanted to compare these is because as I've been using them, they've struck me as feeling very similar on the face, although the knots look completely different. One being a three-band Silvertip and the other being a two-band Silvertip, seem to feel very similar even though they look very different. And so I'm going to just go ahead and show you the brushes that I'll be using. This is a wet shaving, or I'm sorry, this is the golden nib three-band grade A Silvertip knot. The handle is from Elite Razors, and the material is a Imperial Jade, and it doesn't look like it's showing up very good, but it's kind of a dark emerald green sort of color, and it's a stone handle, and it's very, very heavy. The knot is set at 44 millimeters, and as you can see, it's a bulb or dome-shaped knot. So there's that one. And then the second one I'm going to be using is the wet shaving products superfine badger knot. This is in a beehive handle. This is a custom handle. It was made by Shave Mac, and this is sort of more of a, it is sort of domed, but it's more of a hybrid, not quite as domed as the other one. This knot is also 24 millimeters, and it is set at about 27 millimeters of loft. So the soap I'm going to be using today is the Pedal Pushers Fancies Neroli. This has a nice kind of floral, slightly citrusy smell, and really very pleasant, nice smell to it. And I'm going to be using for my razor, I'm going to go ahead today and use the Feather Artist Club Camisori style replaceable blade razor. This has the Feather Pro blade in it, and so we're going to go ahead and get started. I've applied my pre-shave. The pre-shave is what I've been using kind of on a regular basis, which is the Alt Innsbruck pre-shave emulsion, pre-post emulsion. I only use it as a pre-shave. I don't use it as a post-shave. And I'm just going to go ahead and start loading the brushes. And I'll go ahead and give these each a good loading. Turn a little water on there, get a little water on the butt. And I just go ahead and load it on the puck, and as you can see, the lather starts to build right away with the Pedal Pusher soap. This looks like it pretty much performs the same as the black tea, which one would expect, because I'm sure the base of these soaps is the same, and the only difference is really the scent. So, okay, so that one's loaded. And I'm going to just be using, I'll use one brush on one side of my face, and I use the other brush on the other side of my face, and I really want to kind of compare how these brushes feel on the face, and we'll see how they perform as well. So I'm going to go ahead and load the beehive. And I shook the water out of the brushes, gave them a light squeeze, so that I'm loading them a little bit dry. And I'm just going to add a little water to the brush as I load, and then I'll add water as needed as I face lather the soap. Okay, that should probably do the job. Rinse my hands off. I'm just going to wet my face here a little bit. And we'll go ahead and get started. So this is a super fine I'm using here right now. The tips are very soft. The brush has very nice density to it. There is some flex to the tips, as you can see. The knot does kind of splay a little bit, but it feels nice and soft on the face, and it does have a pretty decent backbone. And we'll go ahead and just get this lathered up real good on this side, and then I'll go ahead and lather on the other side. I'm just going to keep adding water to this until I get to the consistency that I like. So for any of you guys that have not tried the Pedal Pusher Fancy soap or the How to Grow a Mustache soap, these are really great soaps. As I stated in my other video, they are vegan-friendly soaps. There's no animal products in these, but they really perform just like a tallow-based soap. They're very easy to lather, and I think for me they're some of the easiest lathering soaps that I've run across, and I've been really happy with them. They do both come in a 5-inch tin as an option, which is nice for guys that like to use the larger size brushes. Makes loading the brush very, very easy. So I think we're looking pretty good there. Alright, so we'll go ahead and move on to the other side. I'm just going to set this brush aside here. And we'll go ahead and start, add a little water to this side of my face. And we'll go ahead and start lathering over here. Again, this grade A Silvertip also has very nice soft tips. There is some splay to this, but not quite as much as the wet shaving product Superfine. Although this knot is set a couple millimeters lower, so that may be why that is. The density on this brush is absolutely great, and it feels great on the face. Has the tiniest bit of scrub to it, but I would not call this prickly in any way. It does seem that this brush seems to hold a bit more water. I'm going to go ahead and just load a little more soap on this brush. Because it seems like there is more water coming out of the breech of the brush. So okay, I'm going to go ahead and get going with the shave here. I'm going to rinse my razor off in some hot water, and I'm going to go ahead and grab my Razor Rock alum block to put some alum on my fingers to help with the skin stretching, and we'll go ahead and get started here. Razor off. And I'll go ahead and move over to the other side here. So I'm going to have to be very careful right in here. I have a little area there on my Adam's apple. It always gives me a problem. And I have a nick there from the other day, so. I just need to really avoid that spot. Hopefully avoid nicking myself again today. Okay. First pass down. I'm going to go ahead and wet my face again here. And we'll go ahead and lather up again. So I've had this brush sitting in the brush scuttle, and some of the water from the breech of this knot is leaked down, so I'm going to go ahead and just add a little more soap here. It's kind of diluted out the soap a little bit, so I'm just going to add a little bit more. There we go. Okay, I think I'm just going to set that aside. I'm just going to set it on a handle rather than in the scuttle so that we don't get any. This one was not in the scuttle, it was just sitting on the counter, so. Okay. We'll go ahead and do our second pass here. Second pass, I'm just going to go straight across this way. Get a little alum on my fingers here. Okay. We'll rinse that off, and we'll do the same over here. So I like to just kind of go from ear to nose here and nose to ear here. I continue to hold the razor in my right hand, and then I'll just go ahead and keeping the razor in my right hand. Go up here on my neck. A little bit of grip here. in this way I can kind of use an economy of movement. I don't keep switching back and forth. I can just, now for the last part of my neck, just switch over to my left hand. Okay. Let the base down, and we'll go ahead and do our last pass. Okay. So for this last pass, I'll just pretty much go up, and I'll start out with my right hand. I do try and come at a little bit of an angle here. On my neck, just to try and get a little bit slightly different angle than the second pass. Alright, same thing over here. Up at just an ever so slight angle. And that's pretty much it. So I'm just going to go ahead and rinse the brushes off, give you a look at them here again. Good rinse off here. Here's the wet shaving product, 2-band Superfine. So this brush, very soft tips. Has a little bit of more flex in the end, a little bit more splay than the grade A Silvertip, but I think that is more due to the way that the knot is set in the handle. There's about 2 to 3 more. The loft on this wet shaving product knot is set about 2 to 3 millimeters taller than the grade A Silvertip, but the tips feel very similar. They're both nice and soft, but they have just the right amount of scrub make you feel like you're actually working the lather into the whiskers. So. And here is the grade A, the Golden Nib grade A Silvertip knot. Again, this is set at 44 millimeters, very soft tips, nice density and backbone to this. I think this knot set at about this 44 to 45 millimeters height is really the sweet spot for me. And so there you go. There you can kind of compare them. As you can see, there's a little bit more mushrooming or fanning out of this knot just because of the slightly higher loft. But this one really kind of maintains its shape nicely, which I really like that. I think that helps give it the feel of having a little bit more density than the wet shaving product knot. But these are both great knots. You can't go wrong with either of them. This knot goes for about $39 for the 24 millimeter. And I think this one's about $55. So there you go, two great knots for your custom handles or for your restorations, both worth giving a try. So, and what can I say? The Neroli soap from Pedal Push Your Fancy, great smelling soap. I love that. Both the soaps that I have from them. I have this one, and then I also have the black tea, which I used in another video. And they're both just outstanding soaps. So I'm just going to finish off the shave here with, I'm going to use a little Spike Active aftershave splash, and just a tad of the 444 gel just to give a little bit of menthol and moisturization to the aftershave splash. So the active scent is a little bit more citrus than the original one, which is more of a has more of a lavender sort of scent to it, but it still has that lovely spike scent to it, and all the other great ingredients that you come to expect from Spike products. So there you go, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions, comments, please feel free to message me or leave the comments below. Thanks a lot, and we'll see you later. Bye-bye.